Hi cozy people, so today we're going to be talking all about Ketotifen for MCAS. So I want to start by saying this medication has been amazing for me, and I'm so surprised by that because I actually didn't think I had MCAS, which looking back on it was very strange because I had so many of the symptoms. Say if there were like 15 symptoms of it on a list, I had like 12 of them. My perception of what MCAS is was sort of skewed a bit by what I saw online. I saw a lot of the most extreme cases, and so I thought that's what MCAS is. So I thought I would start by saying probably a lot more people have MCAS than they realise, and we'll talk a little bit about the symptoms in this video. I'll also give a brief rundown of how I got to be put on this medication. So I started by seeing a neurogastroenterologist in London. It was actually Professor Aziz. A lot of you have heard of him. So he diagnosed me with MCAS and he put me on this medication because my worst symptoms of MCAS, there was mainly like 4 things I would say. The ones that I can think of off the top of my head, the absolute worst one was just so much vomiting. So vomiting was actually why I got my referral in the first place, as well as hives, like rashes and hives, that sort of thing, chronic headaches, and I also had a weird throat swelling thing, and when my throat would swell it would make me gag, but I could still breathe through it, and I still do get that now. The reason I mention that is because this medication, for whatever reason, it seems to target the GI tract. So if you're suffering from GI symptoms of MCAS, so things like nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, diarrhea, anything like that, you're likely to have quite a good reaction to this medication. However, it is very good for other things as well. And so right off the bat, you can tell from what I'm saying, I had a very good experience with this treating my gastro symptoms. So basically, hi, so I was just editing this. I'm now in my natural habitat, but I noticed that when I was talking about the GI symptoms, I probably went in too much detail that I didn't need to. All I wanted to say was that it made my GI symptoms a lot better. So those are things like nausea, vomiting, stomach cramping, all of that got a lot better for me. But I was also saying, even though it improved it massively, it wasn't a cure. One of the reasons was that I only take it at night. I'm only prescribed it at night, and so even though it's reduced my symptoms at night a lot, in the daytime I'm finding that it's not lasting the whole day, and those symptoms are still pretty bad in the daytime, and I do still have symptoms at night, but it's not as often, and also they're typically less severe. So it's not like a miracle cure, but my vomiting in the night went down a lot. I have noticed that in the daytime it does reduce some things. So I used to get a lot of hives, so these like splotchy red rashes, and that really comes up now. I do get the start of it, so like I'll feel like itchy and I'll look down expecting to see hives, and the hives just aren't there anymore. Yeah, I'd say it's kind of rare for me to see really bad hives now, and they're not as raised as it was before, so it's definitely made my hives better. For a few weeks it made my chronic headaches better, but just recently the headaches have come back. So that was the MCAS headaches, but I have noticed that because I started on such a low dose, a lot of the improvement I had has lessened over time, and so I have now increased my dose, and hopefully everything will go back to how it was and I will see improvement in those areas again. And the other thing was my throat swelling. That improved a lot as well. So I was having these throat swelling episodes quite often, and then when I started this, I would say it cut them in half, so I was getting like half as many throat swelling episodes. I will just add though, my throat swelling has never been diagnosed as anaphylaxis. I don't know if it's anything to do with that or not. All I know is my throat gets swollen. I can breathe without any issues, but it's so swollen that it triggers the gag reflex. So I can't really speak on anaphylaxis or anything, because I mean I just don't know what that is. And as I was saying, I've had a really good improvement, but my symptoms have by no means gone away, so it's not a cure. The headaches, I don't know. I think they were better for a while, but they're back now. I've only just increased my dose, so I don't know if it's going to improve again, or yeah, I don't know. I want to say it helped my headaches, but then they're back now, so I'm not sure. Okay, so what we're quickly going to do is go through a list of MCAS symptoms, and for the ones that I have, I'm going to tell you how this affected me. Now obviously it's going to affect everyone differently, but it might give you an idea. Sorry, I've got a very itchy nose. It might give you a good idea of how this could help you. So the first set of symptoms are of the skin, and they are itching, flushing, hives, sweating, swelling and rashes. So for me, it did improve this a bit, but they didn't go away completely.
So with my hives, it didn't look like hives anymore because it wasn't as raised, but it was still itchy.
And I still get flushing, the flushing sort of symptoms. The eyes was irritation, itching, watering. I didn't even realise these were MCAS symptoms, but I actually do get those, and I don't think it's improved it. The next one is of the nose, and it is I say that because I was just itching my nose, and it is itching and running nose. No, this has not improved this at all. But this is making so much sense. I never knew that was MCAS related. But yeah, and I have so many triggers for getting a runny nose, and it hasn't improved. I'm still constantly needing tissues, and I'm not talking spicy foods either. I'm talking like I'll eat a piece of bread and then I'll get a really itchy and runny nose. So yeah, the medication hasn't helped that. That's still out in full force.
Mouth and throat is itching, swelling
in your tongue or lips, swelling in your throat. So I don't think I get all of these. I think I only get swelling in my throat, and it has improved it. My episodes, usually they are still quite bad, but I'm not getting them as often. It's probably cut the amount of episodes I have in half. So yeah, it's not necessarily affected the severity, but I am getting them a lot less. The next one is problems with the lungs, so trouble breathing and wheezing. Wheezing, I don't think I really have that. Trouble breathing, I don't know if I have that or not, because it could be a result of other things. And if I do have like breathlessness and stuff, it hasn't improved. But then it might be because my breathlessness is because of POTS and cardiac stuff. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I can't really speak a whole lot on that one. The next one is low blood pressure and rapid heart rate. It hasn't made a big difference on this for me. I would say, yeah, it might be again because my rapid heart rate and low blood pressure is caused by dysautonomia. Maybe that's why, but it didn't have a huge effect on me. Then, as we spoke about before, cramping, nausea, diarrhea, abdominal pain. Those are the ones for the stomach and intestines. Yes, this has made a big difference. It's just very much improved it overnight for me, and it's slightly better in the day, but I can feel that it's wearing off and I'm quite sick in the daytime still. And then nervous system symptoms of MCAS, we have headache, confusion and fatigue. So it helped my headaches for a while. I don't know if it helped confusion, but I know that it did not help fatigue. Didn't help fatigue at all. And then we've got, in severe cases, anaphylactic shock. I don't experience this, so I can't comment on that one. So those were my experiences. And then now, after we've talked about the good things that it can help with, so as we said, things like headaches, hives, nausea, vomiting and random things, I thought we'd just run through the list of possible side effects, and I would talk you through the ones that I've experienced, because sometimes we can be quite scared of side effects, but there may be a really low chance of them happening. And also, you might hear the side effects and think, actually, that one's not very scary. Because when I read this leaflet, I was thinking to myself, I'm actually not very scared of these side effects. And so it made me feel more confident in taking it. So the more common ones are feeling hyperactive, irritable, nervous, or disturbed sleep. So that's what it says on the leaflet. In reality, I was told by my doctors, and it was backed up with what I read online, the most common side effect actually seems to be sleepiness or tiredness. And so most people take it at night, and then it sort of, you don't have an issue then, because you want to be sleepy just before you go to sleep anyway. So I take this before I go to bed, and actually I have a better night's sleep. I don't know if it's making me sleepy or not, because I'm wanting to go to sleep anyway. Hi again, just popping in to say that I think I did undermine the fatigue and sleepiness and all of that before, just because I was reflecting on it, and there's a lot of times now that the fatigue just is worse. It's difficult to think about and measure because my fatigue is so severe anyway. Feeling hyperactive, no, it's not caused that for me. Feeling irritable, nervous, it's not caused that either. The next one is feeling dizzy or having a dry mouth, and this one is uncommon, so 1 in 100 people. I don't know. Feeling dizzy, I feel dizzy a lot of the time. If it has got worse, it's not significantly worse. It's not enough to stop me taking it, because it's helped me so much that, yeah, I'm not going to come off it because the benefits outweigh anything like that. Having a dry mouth, I think it's caused that ever so slightly, but it's not caused it a lot. Like, it's not an extreme thing. My travel sickness tablets make your mouth feel like cotton wool, and it's so intense, whereas this one, it's not bad. It's not intense. And then the last ones we're going to talk about is, oh, this is interesting. Rare, may affect up to 1 in 1,000 people, weight gain and feeling sleepy. Now, even though the leaflet says that, talking to people that are on this medication and talking to doctors and things like that, I think these are a bit more common than 1 in 1,000. I think a lot of people feel sleepy on this medication, and I think it probably does do that to me. So I think it does make me feel sleepy. And then the last one, which I know is going to be a kicker for some people, is weight gain. So for full clarity, I will say that I have gained a bit of weight on it, but I don't know if it's just because I'm feeling better. Not a lot better, like, I'm hesitant to say that. I'm still sick a lot of the time. I'm still like really nauseous and stuff like that. But I do know that I'm being sick less than I was before, and I'm probably eating more than I was before. So I hope that doesn't put you off if this could be something that helps you. I know that it's a scary thing for a lot of people, but yeah, I hope that won't put you off, because there's no guarantee that you will gain weight. The leaflet says only 1 in 1,000 people do. So I think some people would gain weight on it, but I don't think it would be a bad thing if it makes you feel a lot better, and if it cuts down nausea and cramps and vomiting and all of that lot. I think this would be worth it for a lot of people. So yeah, that's all about Ketotifen for MCAS, as well as my experiences. Let me know down below if you have any comments. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. That's the first time I've waved at the wrong time. That was the wrong way round.
Alexa, what is mast cell activation syndrome?
Gov. The CD247 complex has been called the master switch in the process of immune cell activation.
Right. Thank you.